Jew,
Mm.
which was actually bankers from the high mountains of Prussia.
Mm.
So now you
Okay.
wonder, now you seeing what's going on over there in Russia. It's a
Mm.
war against the Khazarian mafia.
You connecting dots right now, brother. God damn, you connected some dots. Okay, be careful. Go ahead, talk.
Okay, now who he trying to get rid of? Right now, he said he was trying to get rid of the cabal. Who was Trump trying to get rid of? What he called
Mm.
them?
Mm.
The cabal, right?
Mm.
In the cabal, he also called the deep state. State is those ones who had their real meeting places deep underground in bunkers.
Mm.
That's so that me and you don't know what they talking about
Mm.
unless we know control remote viewing.
Mm.
Then we the fly on the wall, Miley Cyrus,
Mm.
right? And as the fly on the wall, we get enough information to come through like a wrecking ball,
Mm. Talk to
right?
him. Talk to him.
So even the ones that don't look like us know the code,
Mm.
right? Listen to what she's saying in Fly on the Wall. She's trying to listen in on the conversation,
Mm.
right? And how do you listen in on you become the fly on the wall. How do you do that? Control remote viewing, right? Once you learn control remote viewing, you can actually go look for yourself. I went looking for Jesus and I couldn't find him.
Come on, brother. Don't say that. Don't say that,
But I can
brother.
tell you who I did
Who
find.
you found? Who you found?
I found Cleopatra. Ask these ask these
And
people where her tomb at.
and I'm not even joking. What did she? What happened when you found her? I'm not. I'm very.
She was running for her life is what happened. They told you she committed suicide
Mm.
with an adder.
Mm.
Don't know they didn't do that back then.
Mm.
That's not how they killed themselves.
Mm.
Just like that model that they said jumped out
Jumped
that
off the
building.
building. Yeah,
That's not how women commit suicide.
that's a man. Yeah, yeah.
That's out of context. That
Mm.
telling us, chiefs on the land, look at the situation. It ain't what they telling you. It doesn't match. And what Johnny Cochran say about the glove with OJ?
If it don't fit, you must equip.
Right. So
Definitely.
if the story don't fit the narrative
Acquit.
they giving,
Acquit. I'm sorry.
if the story not fitting the narrative they giving, right? Now we know from experience. We can look this shit up. There was a genius they decided to throw out of a building of a mental institution and say he was insane, right? Because he was revealing top secret information that they didn't know how he got, right? But the problem is they couldn't explain how he unscrewed the gate that covered up the window
Mm.
on the inside and the outside while he was handcuffed. It
Mm.
didn't make sense.
Mm.
So the people that questioned it, they called them quacks and conspiracy theorists.
Mm.
The same thing they did with Charles Manson for telling us that they sent him out to start a race war.
Mm.
But we
Mm.
so busy listening to the race
To
war
the
part,
media.
we ain't
Yeah.
understanding that he giving us a warning.
Yeah.
He telling us all the dirt they told him about poisoning the water with fluoride,
Mm.
cutting down the trees so we can't hardly breathe, but we think we breathing normal, but they cutting them down so fast that we have to adapt to breathing on less oxygen, which deprives the brain of breath.
Mm.
And breath is spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you deprive somebody of spirit, you're depriving them of life. This is all orchestrated. So then they set the man up, accused him of some murders that he ain't had nothing to do with. They said they knew what Charlie wanted, but he never gave them the order. Make that shit make sense.
Mm.
But none of us can pay attention enough to the details because we're looking at the overall description that the media paint. The media is a disinformation specialist.
Specialist. Specialist.
How you think a man get off with the Twinkie defense? The narrative the media painted is what got him off. Not that he ate a Twinkie and killed motherfuckers in front of the courthouse. That didn't get him off.
Mm.
The media narrative is what got him off.
The media narrative.
It's
Yes.
the same with the boy walking down the street shooting motherfuckers. As soon as they called the people looters, he beat the case.
Mm.
He became the only competent law enforcement agent on site for a citizen's arrest.
Mm.
In the minds of the people that's the oppressor control.
Mm.
When they called the people that got shot looters,
Looters.
it's the
That's.
same as saying criminals, it's the same as saying attackers.
Mm. Mm.
They said it was a mob, which told him that it was a whole bunch of them. He automatically have to defend himself.
Mm.
In any property, they tend to be trying to so-called loot.
Mm.
So whether he was right or wrong became inconsequential to the media onslaught of the disinformation campaign.
Mm.
When they get away with saying certain things in the media, you done,
Mm.
right? Because the people following a well-written narrative, like they following the storyline on the movie, they probably can follow the storyline on the movie better.
Mm.
The storyline in real life is showing you what they doing in your face.
Mm.
But it makes it into a parody that you can never believe because they attach terms like conspiracy, conspiracy theorists, quack, fringe information, you know. And
Mm.
then they say that the information ain't true, but they have the documents in their hands while they saying it,
Mm. Facts.
you know.
Hey, Rod, I want to take this time to we're getting ready to get to the Q&A from the people.
Yes,
I mean, this
sir.
this this whole show has been complete fire so far. I want to thank you for your time. It's one thing that people keep asking for, Rod, and this is the beautiful part about our people. We criticize our people a lot, but what's beautiful about them is that they're willing to support those who support them. So they're asking for your cash app, brother. I want to put your cash app on the screen, and because you're on my show, and because my people support, I got a great audience. You're gonna be blessed, brother. What's your cash app?
I'm typing it now.
Yeah, make sure you support this brother Rod Hayes out there putting in the work.
You see
You
it? I
know,
sent it to you in the private chat, so you
let
can
me see.
copy it.
Let me see. Okay, give me a second, family. I wanna put this brother's cash app up. I'm about to share mine. I'm gonna put his as well. I don't make sure. All right. All right, family. So I got the brother Rod Hayes Cash App. Before we get to Q&A, you know how we do on the show. Got the brother Rod Hayes Cash App. I got my Cash App, man. Make sure you support the individuals who support y'all. I mean, this information that the brothers dropping, the pyramids that we just showed for this Alaska. We went to Stone Mountain. We talked, man, listen, if you ain't got goosebumps after watching this show so far, I don't know what to tell you. But this is it right here. This is what we supposed to be giving our energy to. So with that being said, family, make sure
Yeah.
you hit the like button, that support, and give me some good questions in the chat room. We're gonna get it. We've been on here for about an hour and 20 minutes. We're gonna get into about 20, 25 minutes of Q&A. I ain't gonna keep the brother on here too long, but we're gonna get into about 20 minutes of Q&A. But make sure you support my guests. Make sure you support me for putting this together, being a mastermind. Make sure you support my guests for
Now
bringing that work. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I had to say this as a witch doctor, we don't solicit donations.
You want me to take it off, or
Mm-mm. But if somebody asks,
okay?
then they're allowed to donate.
They certainly ask, brother. They,
But right,
hey,
so I just gotta make that clear because I
okay,
don't never charge nothing. Like on my platforms, when I do lives, they can listen to me for free,
okay,
or sometimes they ask for the cash app. I'm
mm,
obligated to give it to them, and this is the reason why. Reciprocity is the reason.
okay.
Gratitude offerings facilitates the reciprocity. It creates an energy circuit. If I tell them no when they offer, it's blocking their blessings, not mine.
Mm. Well, that's interesting. That's
So I had to
interesting.
accept it because me accepting it with the gratitude that they gave it, it's an equal exchange,
Mm,
right? And
mm,
it's facilitated on the return to them by increments of 10, right? So this is what they be talking about in the church, but they be soliciting donations, which nullifies the effect to the giver.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
all of the benefit end up in the hands of the asker.
Instead of the giver, who
Right.
wants to give, you're
So
blocking
that's
it.
that's why you have to do it this way. That's why you
That's,
don't come in, boom, here's my cash app. No,
mm,
it's because you have to offer something that the people feel you should be compensated for because nobody else is offering this for free.
mm,
And they
indeed.
do it out of the goodness of their
But they
heart. That's
are.
that's their obligation to themselves, not to me.
Mm.
Right. So
They
that way
uh,
they
uh,
don't
uh,
feel beholden to give. They do it of their own free will.
they
Right, because they
they
want to do it.
they gonna support you on their own free will. I hear your phone, brother. I
That wasn't
hear
my
you.
phone. That was yours.
Oh, okay. Let's get to some questions. I got
Yeah.
somebody said, what does he think about Mount Shasta in Cali? What you think, my brother?
It's a powerful energy vortex. It's on the ley line and it's on the ritual site of the old ancients.
Mm,
So
mm,
Mount Shasta is a good place to visit, and it's make sure you drink plenty of water out there too. But around the equinoxes, spring, summer, winter, and fall, the energy is highest because that's when they held the festivals in ancient times to draw the energy there. So it's been done for so long. In ancient times, the energy still comes through. When the people come through, they interact with the energy, and that keeps the energy coming through.
mm,
Right. So it's a perpetual cycle of energy based on ancient ceremonial practice on that land.
mm,
That's not the only one around. They got them all up and down the Mississippi. Those that's named after the cities of Egypt, or the cities of Egypt is named after, have mounds in the near proximity where rituals was held at different times of the year. And you get with the natives and they know the land, they know when the rituals was held. They'll naturally congregate there around that time of the year.
mm,
It's
mm,
like Mardi Gras,
mm,
right? Mardi Gras is an ancient festival. You try to take Mardi Gras away from New Orleans, and we gonna tear this bitch up.
mm,
You can take all of the cultural aspects you think you taking. If you take Mardi Gras, the NO will tear this place down. They tried it already, and they seen what happened.
mm,
It's a part of the culture that the people of New Orleans will not. They not giving it up because that tells us so much information in the Mardi Gras festival. When one of the chiefs go to Mardi Gras, they get a whole report off the parade.
mm. Let's get to the next question. Any information on people who helped them steal our magic? People like Benjamin Banneker, built in Washington, D.C., and Pascal Beverly Randolph, who taught them occult magic. What side were they on?
So the only way you can tell what side was they on is by what they put in the public domain,
Mm,
right? If what they put in the public domain is not legible, right, or is so minuscule that you can't put their motives together, they wasn't working for us.
okay. Let's get to the next question. Once again, family, I got the Brothers Cash App on the screen. If you are interested, let's get to the next.
That's not accurate.
That's the dollar sign SIKAPE. No?
The S and the A has to be capital.
Okay. I don't. All right.
So it's dollar sign capital S I K capital A P E. Are you doing that? Can you pin the next question up?
Yeah. What's next for melanated people?
Organize our grassroots level, and the sky is the limit. Ain't no limit. Melanated people can and always have been able to do whatever they choose to when they support one another. That's right there.
Okay. Let's get to the next question. Okay. Do you know of any pyramids or sacred places in Arkansas?
Arkansas is Cherokee territory. Um, I don't remember the exact location, but I know there's mounds in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
In various places too.
Okay, let's get to the next question. What's Rod's insight? This is Keelan 44. Shout out that brother. He's been on the show before. What's your thoughts on nuclear fission? Fusion. I'm sorry,
Fusion.
fusion. Yes, I'm sorry.
Right. So now we talking about splitting atoms. And the nuclear fusion is the core of the nucleus of two atoms become merged. But the side effect of that is in order to rebalance, it's going to cause a reaction, a chain reaction. Right. It's the same with the fission. The splitting of the atom
Mm-hmm.
causes the particles to split other atoms. Right. So the fission is going to become like a magnet to attract and cluster other atoms.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Let's get to the next. Uh, why does the fan from the Caribbean fit into the narrative of Native American? What do you suggest those who traded in their nationality to become American citizens do to claim their land?
Okay, so in order to become an American citizen, you had to accept your straw man. So you have to go back to your family, have a family reunion, and rename everybody with no birth certificate, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
give them the name. Your nickname is you using the customs of the land to develop a natural name,
Your
right?
nickname.
Your nickname,
Hmm.
right? That's how you end up with. You think Sitting Bull real name was Sitting Bull? His real name is Christopher Wallace,
Mm. I didn't know
right?
that. Christopher
So,
Wallace.
well, we call him Sitting Bull
Yes.
because he was sitting down on the job when they came, and he supposed to kept them out,
Mm.
right? So we called him Sitting Bull. He was being lazy. He didn't
Mm.
believe the scouts when they told him, and he
Mm.
got sacked, right?
Mm.
Just like Crazy Horse, you know who that is?
Mm. Mm.
ODB.
Mm. Mm.
That's why he had to play the Hyoka, the sacred clown, perform the sacred clown dance and tell the truth in the public domain where they can't do nothing to you because they gonna have you classified as crazy and mentally deranged.
Mm.
So who he say was trying to kill him? He said Bush and them niggas.
Mm.
Who? What is he talking about? The deep state, the Illuminati.
Mm.
George Herbert Walker Bush was the leader of this part of the country, a world for the Illuminati,
Mm.
right? So he was the highest ranking member. How do I know this? Because, and if you read Behold a Pale Horse, he give you the exact defense bill that he made himself King George the First of the United States, and no other king, no other president can act without his permission.
Mm.
That means that everybody that came after him until his ass was dead was a puppet.
Mm. Mm.
Now, who came after him? His adopted son, Bill Clinton,
Mm.
right? His real son, G Dummy,
Mm.
right? And his adopted or his godson, Barry, right? Y'all ain't even know he had a Bush connection, did you?
Obama, you mean Obama?
Yep.
Yeah.
Barry Del Sotoro. That's
Mm.
his name. Barack Obama is his stage name, his front name, in order to get the so-called Negro vote.
Mm.
See, if he can get most of the Negro vote, he can sway the vote because he can get the uptown vote if he's approved by specific people in the Democratic Party. Hillary
Mm.
Clinton, Bill
Mm.
Clinton, they work for the Bushes too.
Let's get to the next question. What is the significance of the number 19? I guess this is important. We talked about Dr. Malachi York earlier, and I
Hmm.
believe he's the one that said we are from the 19th galaxy, which is totally out there for most of our people. So talk about the significance of the number 19, my brother.
So that's coming through numerology, specifically through Babylonian numerology, coming through Islam. 19 is the sacred seal. The sacred seal is called that because it's the alpha, is the one, Any omega is the birth process. The end of the birth is 9 months. So you got alpha meets omega at 19. So you seal it with the beginning and the end,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then if you add 1 plus 9, you end up with 10. That's the alpha going back to the beginning, right? So it doesn't matter how you flip the number. Once you understand why it represent what it represent, you still gonna see what it say,
Mm-hmm.
right? Numerically, 0 is first, 9 is last,
Mm-hmm.
right? We talking about what they call uh, a decinumeral system, a 10-point numeral system. 0 is first because it's a placeholder for nothing. That means wherever 0 at, don't nothing go there. From there, you end up at 1 when you get the first one. So numerically, you counting from 1 to 9. But we didn't count from 1 to 9. We counted from 9 to 1 because we read from right to left, not left to right,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when they flipped us left to right, I mean right to left, from left to right, they flipped the 1 in front of the 9 instead of the 9 in front of the 1, right? But the 91 is the year of the first attack on the World Trade Center. Remember, blow up like the World Trade,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it also tells the secrets of what's happening at the end, right? So it all become relative. That's why you come with 911. 911 can be scrambled into a 191 anagram. One being on both sides of the 9 represents the beginning meets the end through destruction,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's what they was giving us. They had to give us 3 knocks in 5-year increments roughly to let us know they was coming to take over the world. And then we got to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
So George Bush had his Arab connections. We know he was connected to the Bin Ladens because they helped all of the Bin Laden family leave America directly on the same day as 9/11, and they was the only planes allowed to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to be protected by the Bush family, right? So we know that the one of the Bin Ladens died leaving the Bush farm in Texas. This is recorded, right? So that show proves also the Arab connection to the Bin Laden family, right? And the Bin Laden family is the construction or the Masonic family of um, the Middle East because they was getting all of the royal contracts to build the palaces,
Mm-hmm.
right? They didn't start building palaces in the Middle East until 1933 when they discovered that it was massive amounts of oil in Saudi,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nation of Islam started in 1933,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now we're talking about 1933 and the three is 6. Right? So that's the other end of the 191 on the turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it all becomes relative depending on the angle you look at the problem. Most people look at the surface of the problem and never look at the intricacies and the workings of the problem in order to establish a solution.
Mm-hmm.
The only solution is for us is to stand up in our individual capacity, demand the chiefs come tell us where these imposters at on the land and have y'all got them out yet. That's what we need to know.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to the next question. When and how will the Caucasians leave this planet to get balance?
The Caucasians is not the problem. The problem is the ones that look like us, that ain't from here. They the problem. They know who they is and they know they leaving. They tell you all the time they ain't staying here. When you listen to their lives and they talking about leaving here, that's because they was part of the problem and that's why they can't stay. It was all skin colors of people in the families of the earth tribes, all hair textures. So that ain't nothing new to us. What's new to us is to use those physical descriptions